Hello, and welcome to A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students. We're in the review section. We finished the first 50 lessons, and now we're reviewing all 50 of them each day, 5 lessons. And we're going to begin the same way we began yesterday, reading the 5 ideas with their comments included, and thereafter it says it's not necessary to follow any particular order in considering them, though each one should be practiced at least once. Devote 2 minutes or more to each practice period, thinking about the idea and the related comments after reading them over. Do this as often as possible today. And if any one of the 5 ideas appeals to you more than the others, then concentrate on that one. At the end of the day, however, be sure to review all of them once more. So that's going to be our strategy. And here we are, lesson 52. Today's review covers these ideas. Number 1, I am upset because I see what is not there. Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. When I'm upset, it is always because I've replaced reality with illusions. Illusions that I made up. The illusions are upsetting because I've given them reality and thus regard reality as an illusion. Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. I am always upset about nothing. So that's the first idea. The second idea, I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. When I have forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything that I see. There will be no past and therefore no enemies. And I will look with love on all that I failed to see before. I love that one. That was one that I kind of focused on when I'm doing this lesson. It's just kind of speaking to me today. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me understand that I'm trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I'm giving up nothing, because the past does not exist. So this one is really saying that we are using the past to prevent the present from dawning on our mind. And why would we do that? Because when the present dawns on our mind and we're thinking the thoughts with God and we've escaped from the thought system of the ego, then the whole ego, the whole idea of an individual self vanishes. And so there's a part of us that doesn't really want to let that go. And so we use the past to keep the present, the eternal present, from dawning on our mind. I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. If you get that. In other words, we think we're seeing something, but really we're only seeing the past, which doesn't exist, so it's really nothing. We're not seeing anything. I can see only what is now. When we're talking about real vision, I can really only see, truly see, what is now. The choice, then, is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely whether to see or not to see. What I have chosen to see, which is the past, has cost me vision. Now, I would choose again that I may see. And this is a really important concept in A Course in Miracles, this idea of choosing again. In other words, we have the choice to choose. Really, there's only two choices that there are. And one of them is only the real choice there is, because the other one really doesn't exist. And that is the choice for the ego thought system, or to listen to the voice of the ego, or the choice to listen to the spirit's thought system. And those are really our only two choices. And at some point, we have chosen the ego thought system, the thought system that deals with separation, and the thought system that is based on the whole idea of sin, guilt, and punishment, and fear. So we have the choice to let that thought system go and choose again. And that's really the whole basis of the Course, is and this whole workbook, and is to bring us to the place where we truly look at the ego thought system and see it for what it really is, and then realize that we can choose again. But the ego doesn't really want us to do that, because it knows that that's the end for it, and it doesn't want it to be the end. And so it's trying to convince us that its whole idea of being one with everything, of losing our individuality, is really a bad thing. And actually, we should be afraid of that. We should be afraid of the light. We should be afraid of love. We should be afraid of God, because its idea is that we have actually, in choosing the separation, have somehow done a horrible thing that we're guilty of. And we've broken heaven, and we've destroyed the unity of God, and that God is really mad at us. And so it tries to instill in us a fear of love, and that it has something better to offer. So what the Course is telling us is that we can choose again, but it has to be what we really want. And so that's why we're looking at these things. We think that what we see when we're just seeing the past is what we really want to see. And the Course is getting us to ask ourselves some questions that the ego doesn't want us to ask. So, like, what have I chosen to see has cost me vision. And so it's trying to get us to see that we really don't have vision, but we can have vision. And all we have to do is choose again that we can see. I mean, really choose, really want that. So number 5 is my thoughts do not mean anything. I have no private thoughts. And we're talking about our real thoughts, the thoughts that we don't even know, the thoughts that are below all the thoughts that we have used to cover up our real thoughts. So if there's unity and oneness and there's one mind and we're a part of it and so is everyone else, then we have no private thoughts, which can kind of be a little, the ego wants us to look at that and say, what? I don't want everybody to know what I'm thinking. But if we're all thinking with the mind of God and we're all thinking loving thoughts and good thoughts and joyful thoughts and peaceful thoughts, but, that's a good thing. But it says, yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. So I'm aware of what I'm thinking, and you're not aware of what I'm thinking. So therefore, I'm aware of these private thoughts. But the Course is saying that these thoughts really don't mean anything, these private thoughts. So what can these thoughts mean? They do not exist. And if they don't exist, they don't mean anything. They mean nothing. Yet, my mind is a part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts? I mean, it sounds pretty obvious that, that's what we really want to do, think with the whole universe. But first we have to realize that that's what we really want, and that's not what we're experiencing right now. So, those are the 5 ideas for today. Lesson 52. And like it says, spend a couple of minutes on each section, but one section may stand out to you and really be something that you really want to, meditate on a little more than some of the others. And remember that it said that it's the idea that is the important thing, not so much going back and reading everything it said about the idea, but this idea, this powerful idea of I'm upset because I see what is not there. I see only the past. My mind is preoccupied with the past. I see nothing as it is now, and my thoughts do not mean anything. Those are the ideas of today. So I hope that you have a great day, and I'm going to go have a great day. And God bless you, and I bless you, and I will see you tomorrow. Aloha.